don't say we didn't warn you.
God damn you all to hell!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 spoilers that ruin the movie. For this list, we're looking at those facts and tidbits and twists from some of our favorite movies that, if you find them out before seeing the film, would actually wreck your viewing experience.
Sorry, Doctor. You don't happen to have an aspirin, do you?
And it should be painfully obvious, but spoiler alert.
We'll be casting off as soon as you two are ashore. I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry up about it.
Number 10. Who's crazy now? Shutter Island.
Gentlemen, you will not get through this gate with your firearms.
U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels is tasked with investigating the disappearance of a criminally insane patient from a remote mental institution.
You know how pain enters the body, Marshal, do you?
Depends on where you're hurt.
No. It has nothing to do with the flesh.
With red herrings and cryptic clues driving him mad, Daniels begins to speculate that it might have been an inside job.
Let me see your goddamn face now! What? So you can lie to me more?
But director Martin Scorsese turns the screws on us at the last minute. When it's revealed that Daniels is actually a patient at the hospital himself, and that everything leading up to that point was a last-ditch radical treatment to bring him back to reality.
Which would be worse? To live as a monster? Or to die as a good man?
I'm going to hell.
Number 9. Life After Death, Jacob's Ladder. A Vietnam vet who was wounded in battle and lost his son prior to shipping off, Jake Singer is haunted by flashbacks, nightmares, and a total disconnect from society.
Help me. Help me.
When some of his soldier buddies show up with similar problems, we begin to suspect that a sinister government plot and not post-traumatic stress disorder might be to blame.
They're coming after me. Who is?
It comes as a shock when we discover Singer died in Vietnam, and the entire movie was just the post-death hallucination of a man who refuses to accept his own demise.
He looks kind of peaceful, the guy. Put up a hell of a fight, though.
Number 8. Be Careful Who You Love, Old Boy.
굉장히 낯익은데. 어디서 뵀죠?
전국 일주, 세계 일주 요리왕을 찾아라. MBC 매주 목요일 저녁 6시 30분. 한국 최연소 여자 일식 요리사.
Dae-soo is kidnapped by a mysterious abductor and spends the next 15 years imprisoned.
1년 전 사라진 남편 우대수 씨를 긴급 수배했습니다.
He's suddenly released without explanation and embarks on a quest to find his captor. In the meantime, he meets and falls for Mido, a young girl with whom he begins a sexual relationship.
앞날을 걱정하지 말라. 상상하지 말라.
Cut to the end of the movie, where Dae-soo finds out that she's actually his long-lost daughter, and that this whole game was just a carefully calculated revenge plot concocted by a man he'd wronged in his youth.
비도한테 날리지 마라. 걔가 무슨 죄가 있냐?
So your name is Roy.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. What is it, Marty?
Number 7. There Never Was an Aaron, Primal Fear.
Aaron, did you have any reason to dislike the Archbishop?
Dislike? No. No, sir. He was like a father to me.
When a shy altar boy is accused of murdering a beloved archbishop, a slick and opportunistic lawyer takes on his high-profile case.
My name is Martin Vale. I'm what you call a big shot attorney.
Martin Vale soon discovers that his client, Aaron Stampler, has had split personality disorder all along, a fact that wins him a trip to the loony bin.
Where is Aaron?
Aaron's crying off in some corner somewhere. You scared him off.
But the biggest spoiler comes when Mr. Vale finds out that the disorder was a ruse to keep him out of jail. Once he convinces doctors he's cured, Aaron, or Roy, will get released and get away with murder.
Well, good for you, Marty. I was gonna let it go. You was looking so happy just now, I was thinking, But to tell you the truth, I'm glad you figured it.
Number 6. Who's haunting who? The others.
Mummy went mad.
A remote house in the foggy European countryside is inhabited by a mother and her 2 children.
Try to imagine the end of eternity. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and try to imagine it. Forever.
Because the kids are allergic to sunlight, the trio lives in isolation, and soon they begin to suspect that ghosts haunt their home when mysterious noises, randomly open doors, and sightings of unknown people become increasingly common. By the end, the family finds out that they are not haunted, but are haunting. They are the ghosts disturbing the house, and the new tenants are trying to exorcise them.
We're not dead! We're not dead! We're not dead! We're not dead!
You're about to witness is not magic. It is purely science.
Number 5. Seeing Double, The Prestige.
You're the great Anton. I saw your show in London. 7 times you guessed every object the audience had in their pockets.
2 magicians named Borden and Angier become bitter rivals and attempt to outdo each other at every turn of this mind-bending Christopher Nolan period piece.
So, who wants to volunteer?
Borden becomes famous thanks to a seemingly unexplainable illusion, but Angier is determined to discover his secret. The movie has enough twists, turns, and confusing plot elements to make anyone's head explode.
You're still alive. How is it you're still alive, Robert? I saw you on a slab, for God's sake.
And while clone killing is up there as a crazy plot twist, the big reveal comes when we learn Borden has a twin, and that's how he's executed his trick all along.
Trick is where we would swap.
Cut anew, but I told him it was too simple, too easy.
Number 4, an extra puzzle piece, The Crying Game.
Dell, she was no trouble at all.
It begins as a psychological thriller involving kidnapping, murder, and the provisional Irish Republican Army.
Now, she's my type.
She'd be anybody's type.
But about halfway through Neil Jordan's Oscar-winning film, the movie becomes about something else entirely. A reformed IRA member begins dating the girlfriend of a British soldier whose death he indirectly caused.
There, he did it again.
I saw that one.
And what would you call that?
That was a look.
Ask him to ask me what I'm drinking.
He wants to know, do you want to know what she's drinking?
A margarita.
As the two get closer, Fergus begins to fall for Dill.
If you kiss me, it would really get his goat.
That's when he and we discover that Dill is a transgender woman.
I'm sorry. I thought you knew.
It's a twist that's talked about to this day. Hey, it's not called The Crying Game for nothing.
Don't you find that, Jimmy? Never the way you expected.
Who the f*** do you think you are, you crazy little shit?
Number 3, one and the same, Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Director David Fincher is known for mind-blowing last-minute twists, and if you need more proof, watch the last minutes of his earlier film, Seven.
What's in the box? Not till you give me what's in the box?
But Fight Club's spoiler is an even bigger reveal.
What the hell are you doing?
A depressed, unnamed insomniac and eccentric soap salesman Tyler Durden team up to create an unconventional new form of therapy and end up living an anarchic existence filled with sex and violence. The moment we discover they're actually the same person is a pretty big shock for first-timers and a generation-defining movie spoiler.
Say it. Because we're the same person. That's right.
Number 2, he sees dead people, the sixth sense.
Let me try. You just give me a chance.
By now, we all know that M. Night Shyamalan loves him some twist endings.
Some twists. Like what kind of twists? Give me an example.
As evidenced by films like Unbreakable.
I almost gave up hope. There were so many times I questioned myself. I killed all those people.
But The Sixth Sense was the first big surprise very few saw coming, even though it was spelled out in the trailers.
I see dead people.
Haley Joel Osment sees dead people. Bruce Willis is the child psychologist that helps him.
I don't see anything.
You real still.
Together, they try to fight the spirits that haunt this troubled little boy, until it's revealed that Bruce Willis has been dead the whole time.
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
Before we spoil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You see, God asked Dad to destroy his son, much like he asked Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac.
She's my sister and my daughter.
He said Sammy. How does he know about Sammy?
Oh,
God, she's a boy.
Number 1. Who is Kaiser Söze? The Usual Suspects.
All right, you all know the drill. When your number is called, step forward and repeat the phrase you've been given.
Verbal Kint is the only survivor of a drug deal gone very bad, which left all his criminal associates dead.
How many dead? 15 so far. They're still pulling some bodies out of the water, though.
He tells his side of this convoluted story to a police detective, portraying himself as a low man on the totem pole criminal and the almost mythological figure of Kaiser Söze as the dangerous and ruthless criminal mastermind behind the entire ordeal.
And like that, he's gone.
Verbal finishes his wild tale and calmly shuffles out of the police station, mere seconds before a sketch reveals that Kaiser Söze is none other than Verbal Kint himself.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
And like that, he's gone.
Do you agree with our list? What spoiler ruined your movie experience?
Happy birthday, Nikki.
For more spoilery top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Well, that was money well spent.